You're live.
That is good. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 7 o'clock on the West Coast. It is 9 o'clock in Erie, Illinois, and it is 10 o'clock in Woodstock, New York. This is We'll Do It Live.
It's We'll Do It Live. On tonight's show, Layla, the disinterested teen. Otis Day. Author, Jason Christopher. Musical performance with Rosalind Osborne. And now your hosts, Greg Crane and John Gonzalez.
Hey,
Oh, man.
It's
What an
happening.
intro. What an intro, everybody. This is We'll Do It Live. It is 7 o'clock. Thanks so much for joining us for the grand show tonight. As you will notice, my name is Greg Crane, and to my left, your right, no, to my right, your left, is a co-host tonight, a sitting co-host, Mr. Mariano Lusardi. Mariano, what's going on?
Hi, everybody. Pleasure to be here today and helping out with the show. It's a little bit different than the usual cooking segment or the one-star rating segment. I have a bucket nearby just in case I need to throw up. It's ready to go. But I'm happy to be here.
Now, you are in Midtown Manhattan right now?
Yeah, it's and as you know, with the time change, it's still bright outside in New York, as you know.
I was going to say, it's very bright for 10 o'clock. As we said, in the New York area, it is 10 o'clock right now.
Honestly, the best internet connection in my house is in my daughter's ex room. She has, recently moved out, and it's all pink in here. So I had to throw a green screen. Otherwise, I'd be sitting in like a pink room, and it just, I don't know. It's weird.
No, I think pink's cool. Why not? Why not, man? How was your week?
It was excellent. I got a call yesterday. The highlight of the week, you can say, is John gave me a call yesterday and kind of invited me to be part of this. And I always watch it. I watch it every week. And it's kind of weird and surreal to be inside of it and kind of like, kind of running the different videos and things. So I'm in. It's kind of cool. It's fun.
Understand. To be in the Thunderdome that you are right now, this incredible broadcast, to be actually a part of it. I kind of think of it, and we talked about it earlier, it's kind of like when Drew Bledsoe got knocked out, and then here comes Tom Brady, started lighting it up, and everybody's like, oh, Tom Brady, he's our guy. Drew Bledsoe. No. I'm just kidding. John, we're just kidding. John is actually hurling his way towards his home right now. I think he'll be around 7:30 or so.
Yeah, he might be able to join. Right? Yeah, it might be able to join up. I think that you're kind of overestimating the Drew Bledsoe, Tom Brady reference. I think that all it takes to knock down John from the show is just a good internet connection, and then he's gone.
I know.
So
I know. Now that you're here, who's going to make fun of John's internet connection in the comments?
Well played.
See, that's why we brought you in. That's why we got you here, and we don't have it. Well, I'm sure someone will jump in, but it looks good.
There's always next week.
Oh, there's always next week. I'm back here in the Dirty Frank Studios again because the house guests left today. You're going to hear a plane fly over in a little bit. Sorry, again. Oh, there it is. There's a plane. The house guests left this morning, but it was a little bit too late to rearrange everything. So I'm back outside. It's nice though. It's not hot. Usually it's about 12,000 degrees.
Yeah.
When I do it before, but not bad.
Bit nicer this week. Not hot.
So we have a jam-packed show for you, everybody. This is going to be a really, really good one. So coming up just a few minutes, we have Layla, the disinterested teen. We have our dear friend Otis Day. You know him from such amazing films as Animal House, Car Wash, Bingo Long, and the Traveling All-Stars. He's going to join us by phone. And then after that, we have our another great friend, Jason Christopher, who I've known for years, plays in a million different bands you heard of, Stone Sour, played with Prong, he played with Ministry, and he's also an amazing author. And he has a book called The Road to Nowhere that we're going to talk about. And musical guest is Rosalind Osborne. So that's going to be really, really cool. So stick around for that. Right now, before we get to Layla, the disinterested teen. Now, that's really hard to say, by the way. But before we get to Layla, I think we have a special message that John Gonzalez sent to us.
All right.
Are we ready? Are we ready for that?
We're ready. Let's have a look.
Let's see it.
Hey there, everybody. It's your old pal, John. Just wanted to let you know that I'm very sorry that I couldn't be there for the beginning of the show, or maybe any of the show at all. But I got a job, and it takes me to faraway lands on any given day. But I want to let you know that you are in good hands. Our favorite chef and one-star reviewer, Mariano Lusardi, is on the controls tonight. And of course, your host and everybody's favorite part of the show, Greg Crane, will be leading the ship as he always does. So even though I can't be there in person tonight, just wanted to send you a special message that I will be there in spirit. I guess that's the best way to put it. And at some point, I should be able to hop on. But for now, enjoy the show, and thanks again for watching. All right, take care.
Wow.
There it is.
Not a dry eye in the house.
No.
Not a dry eye in the house.
Very, very cool.
Mariano, what do you think of John's statement?
Well, there was some subliminal messages in there. One thing I noticed, though, he should do more of the show pre-recorded because there was no freezing of anything or no, stuttering.
It froze up on my screen, and
What?
I thought it was a gag.
Funny thing is,
I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome.
I just don't want to do a whole show on goofing on internet connection. So let's move on from that.
No, that's it. So anyway, thank you, John. John is going to be in the studio in probably about half an hour. He's going to pop in. So
Right.
here we go. So everybody, we're going to welcome back a very good friend of ours who's going to give her take on the 2003 Metallica record, Saint Anger. Please welcome Layla, the disinterested teen. How are you, Layla?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great.
Great.
Thank you for coming on, and
Thank you for having me.
I know, and I know you thought long and hard about this, being a metal fan that you are. So go ahead, and everybody is really excited to hear your review of.
Great. So let's get started. Hi, everyone. I hope you are enjoying the show tonight with my Uncle Greg and my dad, John's soon-to-be replacement. Like most kids my age, I like to remember Metallica when they were at their finest. That, for me, was the 1986 Masters of Puppets tour. Give me a second.
Oh,
That was a good tour.
Okay.
No problem.
I remember pounding like 13 to 14 cold ones. No, thank you. I on the tailgate of my buddy Kev Dog's Nissan Pathfinder, we were pre-gaming pretty hard in the parking lot and getting ready to see Cliff Burton's Sweet Bell Bottoms tear it up at the Long Beach Arena. That was real metal. Not like the Post Maloneys or Billie Eilishers of today. I remember punching a hole in the bathroom wall at the arena while For Whom the Bell Tolls cranked from that stage. I threw up in the Alpha Beta parking lot, and I was so hungover for like 3 days after that killer show. Why is this person calling me? Hey, I'm on the phone. I'm like doing TV for like a whole bunch of old people. Can I call you back?
What?
Ooh,
Yeah,
Nice.
literally
Her
like
mic-
5 minutes.
your mic is
5
on.
minutes.
Layla.
Okay. What?
Okay. No, go. No problem.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
Anyway, that brings me to the band's 2003 album Saint Anger. Oh, sure. we all love Frantic at first listen, but what was up with that snare drum? Okay. Hey, I'm back. What do you want? No, I was busy, and I told you that I was busy.
Does she know that she's on the show?
Oh, is my mic still on? Oh my gosh.
Oh, no, it's
I'm so sorry. Okay, well,
that's fine.
that was
well,
my
thank
review.
you. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much, Layla, the
You're welcome.
disinterested teen, everybody.
Yay.
Thank you so much. Wow, I guess you really enjoyed the Master of the Puppets tour with the Long Beach Arena.
Wow. How old is she? Really? I mean, like,
Evidently 48.
yeah, because what year was that? Jesus Christ. Something doesn't add up.
I don't know that up. I think this is
Yeah,
weird.
that's not-
I think this is a bit.
It's got to be a bit.
Everybody, we are going to take a break. We're going to regroup. We're going to come right back with our really good friend, Mr. Otis Day. We'll be right back in a second. Hang out. Everybody, welcome back. It is We'll Do It Live with John and Greg. And now we are getting ready. He's going to be back here in 1 second. He had to run out to the balcony because he had better internet connection. Can you hear me, Mariano?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, everybody, please welcome to the show, live on the phone, Mr. Otis Day. Otis, how are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Man, I am great. It's so good to talk to you, man. It's been a long
Oh,
time.
you too. Yeah, it's been a minute.
So I wanted to get into a couple things. Just first of all, again, thank you for doing this. I know you've been busy and with your schedule and squeezing us in. So we really appreciate it. So I guess what I wanted to start out talking about is something that I was always interested in. So a lot of people watching or listening will know you from Animal House as Otis Day, but you really started off in what year? There'd be like 73.
Back in the 70s. It was 70, in fact. I did my first film right after I graduated from high school, which was Hall of Adventure.
And what was that? What was that movie?
Say again?
What was that movie?
It was called Halls of Anger. And it was with Calvin Lockhart. It was like them fucking white kids into a black school.
Okay.
Jeff Bridges, Rob Reiner. Yeah, Ed Asner. Yeah.
Ed Asner?
Yeah.
Oh man. So you did about 3 movies and then
No, I did more than that. I did like maybe almost 6 films before I did Animal House.
Oh wow! At what
This is
point?
7.
At what point did Bingo Long come into the picture?
Bingo came in. I did come in after. No, before. You know what? You do so much, you forget the years. But I think it was 76, 70 something like that. Yeah, that's when Bingo came.
So tell us, working with Richard Pryor had to be just
And
a treat.
worked with Richard like maybe 3 times. He did Bingo, Car Wash, and also Which Way Is Up.
Which way is up?
And-
Right.
Yeah, and he was a gas, which was a mess. He was a mess.
Do you have any really interesting
We
Richard
partied-
Pryor stories?
We partied so hard. We used to party so hard up in Georgia. We would always come to work, and stuff like that. But we have some house boys with young approach. I loved him. He was a cool dude. He was Johnny on the spot when he came to work, so he was serious about that work. Yeah.
Man. And so it went Bingo Long, and then Car Wash was right
Right.
after that, which is just an iconic film. It's such a great movie to watch. Car Wash is such an awesome movie. And
I mean, it wasn't even like we were going to work. It was like,
right.
dude was just leaving that party all day. You know what I mean? It was like that, actually. It was really, really like that.
Where did you guys film Car Wash at?
Oh my God. On Rampart, it was at, I forgot the name, the Robert Taylor Car Wash. That was the name of it. It was right by the, oh God. See, when you get old, it just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, it was downtown, almost downtown.
So how long after, or I guess how long after, but when did Animal House, and how did Animal House come into the fold? Because I remember you and I met at my brother-in-law, like Juju, my brother-in-law, and you have been friends for 40 years. We
Right.
had met I met you in 1993 around that time at a barbecue at my brother-in-law's.
Right.
And I remember sitting down, I was super excited. And I asked you, I'm like, so, what, did you have a band before, Animal House? You're like, no, I was an actor.
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did Animal House come into the, how did that turn out?
I get a call from the head of casting. At that time, it was Michael Chinnick at Universal. And he said, man, I have this part right here. I don't want to name that, but I want to say it. So I said, okay, so I went in. It was on Saturday at Chaka Khan's old house. It was him and John Landis. And they popped the role to me. And so, I was doing pretty good then, you know what I'm saying? I just came off of Bingo and stuff like that. And I was kind of like, I was hot in it. And so they offered it to me. And I said, well, I don't know. I don't think so. But before I walked out the door, a voice came in the back of my head and said, take it. And I said, well, okay, I'll take it. And it changed the course of my life.
Wow. And you filmed that up in Oregon, right?
Yeah.
So that
that
had to have been a party. I'm just assuming from the movie. I mean, I know how, Belushi, being with John Belushi and that crew. I mean, that had to have been outrageous. I mean, you don't have to tell too many stories, but I mean, that had to have been crazy.
No, it was nice. It was nice. And John was a great professional. You know what I mean? He worked with us until Wednesday, go leave Wednesday and come back on Monday. He do Saturday Live and then come back on Monday. But the thing ironic about the film that I did to it is that I was going to do the Shaman Ding song. Shaman Ding song thing. And I go to my trailer, and there's police all on my trailer. And I said, what's happening? He said, he's got a death threat. Okay, Dexter Lake is a place where they stand black people and going in there. So I was right there. So I did that thing in about 25 minutes to get my butt up out of there. That was crazy.
So you do the movie. It's a massive hit. I mean, obviously, like a huge, massive hit. And you're thinking, I mean, you had Robert Cray was in the band. He was your bass player. right?
Yeah.
So you're thinking like, I need to, maybe I can make this a band.
Well, I said, you know what? I looked at it and I said, wait a minute. Something in this. It's something. So I got my niece and my nephew together, Greg Hamley, who's deceased now, R.I.P. Gregory, and Amelia Jesse. You know Amelia, right?
I know Amelia.
And so we got our band together when we first started. First of all, I got to know what really hit me was when I got a call from this guy. And they got my number to disconnect him, and he thought we were a real band. We booked us in God's Jersey somewhere, I think. And before we could go, he died. That let me know what some kind of interest in it, you know what I mean?
Right.
So then I just took it on myself. We got up to the manager, Ron Kirk. And we booked, man. We worked, oh my God, I was on the road for like 3 or 4 years straight, seemed like.
Wow. So
Yeah, crazy.
so how many shows?
Oh God, please don't answer.
Are we a year? I mean, and you've done everything from arenas to basketball games to toga, college toga parties.
Black parties, yeah. all the above.
Man, and how is so on the road? Obviously now with the situation, in the world right now.
We haven't went for about almost close to 9 to maybe 11 months.
Are you dying to get back out?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, man. Yeah, of course.
And you did a commercial, or you did a commercial for the Oregon Ducks, or no, was it the Oregon Ducks, or ESPN?
Yeah. That was crazy. We had everybody in that. Everybody was in that one. It was insane.
Did some of the original cast come back for that?
No.
Oh,
no,
okay.
Not for that shit. No.
Man, well, I'm looking forward so much to seeing you again. I mean, if anybody, when you see Otis Day and the Knights out performing, please go see them. It is a party. It is a party from beginning to end. And there's my wife, and Lisa is going to say hello to Otis.
Hey, Otis.
Lisa.
Hi, Otis. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's so good to hear from you.
You too. How's your brother?
He's good.
Oh, choo. Yeah.
We miss you.
Oh God, I miss y'all too. Hey, check it out. When they get most of this stuff cleared up, that's when I'm gonna start hitting the road again.
Yes.
I'm gonna come down to see you guys.
Yeah. Come get some menudo.
Oh yeah.
Come get some menudo.
That's mine. That's mine.
Otis, thank you so much for coming on with us.
Oh man, thank you, Greg.
I can't wait to see you again. Everybody, the great, the legendary, the iconic Otis Day, everybody. We're going to be right back with our good friend Jason Christopher. We'll be right back.
All right. Thank you.
everybody, welcome back. It is We'll Do It Live, and we are here with our good friend, Mr. Jason Christopher. What's going on, Jason?
Woo!
Hello,
I'm
guys.
trying to get where I can hear everybody.
Hold on, let me turn you back up. Who's your music supervisor?
There we go. You know what? I'm going to take my ears out, and I'm going to do this. Yo, can you hear me?
I can hear
Yes, we can hear you.
Hey, so Jason, everybody, welcome Jason Christopher. The book is called The Road to Nowhere. There it is. And it is available everywhere. Where can they get the book, by the way, before we get into it?
you. You can go to Rarebird. You can go to BarnesandNoble.com. You can go to Amazon. You can go wherever the fuck you want. Just plug The Road to Nowhere.
All right.
Road to Nowhere into your smartphone, and it'll come up, and you click on my tuck, my mangina, and then pay $25
So
and get a book.
So we have a really cool history. So I'll get into that, and we'll get into the book in a second because there's a really specific section of the book I want to talk about. But we played in a band I played with you guys in I think 1995. He's very he's thinking about it.
There you go.
Oh, there it is.
We're back.
Right.
You were froze up. I thought you were just contemplating what was going on, like really intensely. So we played together in '95. We had met when I was working at Guitar Center, and actually, I think Mariana, you were working at the store at the same time.
Oh, were you?
You could have got the gig.
Oh, that's funny. Were you in the drum section as well?
Yeah, I'm always the guy that almost got the gig.
He got the gig because of his hair.
I had long hair actually, but
Because he had this tattoo on his leg.
So we met and we performed. How many shows did we do? I think we probably did like 3 or 4 shows. Whatever.
Yeah, we did like 3 or 4 or 5. I don't
But
know.
you guys were so cool, and we were talking about it earlier that you were, I was still like this Midwestern guy, this kind of nerdy guy trying to figure out what I was doing, and you guys were so cool because you're from New York. You liked all the cool music.
Junkies from New York. We thought we were the fucking coolest. Can I curse on this or just keep cursing? Sorry. I don't think anybody cares, right?
We already did.
can't take it back.
We literally thought we were the coolest things.
So
Los
let's
Angeles
get in.
with our presence.
Let's get into the book once again. The Road to Nowhere, right there, Jason Christopher. So my favorite chapter, and I'm gonna say I'm not sure. I think it's chapter 13, maybe. But there's a section of the book, and we're not going to give it all away because you have to buy the book. Is where you were talking about your cousin Sal Jenko, yes? And you were saying that you came to LA and you couldn't get a hold of your cousin. And Sal Jenko's one of the co-founders of the Viper Room, for anybody who doesn't know that, the world famous Viper Room. And you were looking for your cousin, and you finally, after all these attempts to find your cousin and find some kind of solid relationship in your life, you finally get a hold of Sal New Year's Eve, and then if you can just please take it away. I think it's such a great story.
Well, we got there like a couple of days after Christmas. We just rolled into LA from Woodstock with no money, and then I figured I was just going to call Sal and get a hold of him at the club, and we were just going to fucking everybody, the money fair was just going to sprinkle some jobs and shit on everybody, and we were.
Oh, it's hanging there.
Sal was kind of famous back then, you know what I mean? So like getting a hold of him wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be, but I finally got a hold of him after I think it was New Year's Eve day is when I finally got a hold of him, and he was like, "Come to the club tonight. We're having a party, whatever. I'll put you on the list. We'll see you. I haven't seen you since 1986, whatever." And I was like, "Rad." And I was with like this dude we just met and Jen, and then we had to pick up a girl that he was trying to fuck. So like I was rolling like 3 deep. I was rolling 3 deep on New Year's Eve, 4 deep with me on New Year's Eve to the Viper Room, which only held like 220 people. You know what I mean? And it was like the hottest club in the world at the time.
Plenty of room on the list, right? For anyone.
Dude, I rolled up like fucking dude. I thought I was Cher, man. I rolled up. I was like, "What's up?" I had like this like long sleeve thermal on, and my head was shaved. My face was all broken out. I had like blood stains all over the thermal and stuff. Like we were all strung out. We had just it was crazy. We were all like loaded, and they let us in. And I hadn't seen Sal in a long time, and I run into him, and he brings us to the bar downstairs bar, and he's like, get these guys a drink, on me, blah blah blah. So like what I hear is like, get him, Liz, my cousin. I haven't seen him in a long time. Get him whenever he wants. You know what I mean? So we finished. I had a vodka and grapefruit, I think, or gin and tonic. I think it was a vodka and grapefruit. And we all like sat down in the corner and we're like looking, and all these. It was crazy, you know what I mean? Like it was New Year's Eve at the Viper Room back in the '94. That was 94 to 95. So
that's like right in the heat of it.
It was like literally like being in People magazine, you know what I mean? Like for me, just coming straight out of fucking Woodstock, I was like, "Brr." Like you see famous people in Woodstock all the time, but like you're like jammed in a room with these motherfuckers, and it was pretty intimidating. But whatever, like I said, my ego and like this delusion that I had was so huge that I remember walking up to the bar and we finished our drinks, and I was like, "Give me I'll take care of the next round." And I roll up. I had no money. I'm like, "Let me get another round." And she's like, she puts it all in front of me, and she was like, "That'll be like $35 or whatever it was." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm Sal's cousin. Remember me?" And she's like, "Yeah."
Remember me? No, Sal said he's got it.
Totally. She's like, "Yeah, I remember you. $35." No, man, like I'm gonna be famous, dude. I'm gonna be rich.
And this is 1994, $35, right?
You have to give me these free shit. You know what? I was so out of my mind, and I got mad. I'm like, they gave it to me anyway. They're like, "Just fucking take it." And then like, Sal came back. It was like, "What are you doing, man?" And I'm like, "I thought you said it was I thought you said I was all right, Spider." Like whatever the fuck. And fucking we got mad. And we finished the drinks, and then I was like, "Let's get out of here." And the girl that my buddy was trying to fuck was this model, and she had money, and she was like, "You guys know where to get dope?" And we were like, "Yeah." So we went down to 3rd and Bonnie Bray, which is what I saw from watching The Gift, that old Jane's Addiction movie. And we go to 3rd and Bonnie Bray, and we go to Cop Dope, and it's like 11:30 at night. And we're in the Hyundai hatchback with like the two broken. The one window was like. We get down to 3rd and Bonnie Bray, and I jump out to like go like I got to go down the street because like nobody's running out, right? And I get out, and the back window just swings down, right? And I'm like, "Oh fuck!" So I go to pick it up, and as I go to put it back on, it shatters into like a billion pieces all over this model chick in the back seat.
Oh god.
I'm like sweating, and I'm like, oh my god. And my buddy's next to her, and he's like, starts laughing at her, and she starts screaming and crying, and I'm like, we're in the middle of fucking 3rd and Bonnie Bray, fucking before noon, like fireworks are going off and shit, like it was crazy. Finally, we get the dope, jump back in the car, fucking clean the glass off or whatever. We drive back to the model's apartment, which was right by the Bourgeois Pig on Franklin. And I remember distinctly, like, the heat was on and it was hot. We were all sweating, and her apartment was like probably as big as the fucking table that my coffee's sitting on right now. We were all crammed in together, and there was like a mattress. And she was like, "I have syringes at my house." And I was like, "Cool." So she brings these big old horse needles, and we're jamming these big old horse needles as you hear like pretty much all of Hollywood around me, like counting down. It was like 10, 9, all the happy white actors in my neighborhood were all like 7, 6, and we're all like, oh, nobody said anything. It was the most miserable. So yeah, if you need an uplifting experience, please buy my book.
Oh my god, man! And
my buddy Jonah that did. I was like, "Dude, read this and let me know if you would be interested in being my illustrator for it, man. I'd be honored to have you." He read it and he goes, "Dude, I just want to give you a hug, man.
Oh, guys, I can't tell. Once again, the book is The Road to Nowhere, and man, I told you this. I told you this before we started, but this is a heavy read. I mean, there's funny parts in it.
Man,
I mean, there are a lot of laughs. I mean, there's laughs, but
shit that
there
you
are
can
parts
laugh at
that you're
now.
really gonna get emotional.
It's shit that you laugh at now. You know, that's
Right? Yeah.
The book is book, dude. Like, cause I feel that shit so hard when I write it. You know, like I go through it again. It's really weird, and I don't know, but like, so I sit through that shit again. The second book is fucking crazy. It's way crazier than this. So I'm apologizing in advance to you for making you read that.
There are definitely parts of it that are amazing, like super emotional. The last chapter of the book is incredible. The last like 5 pages. I mean, the whole book is great, but like the last like 10 pages where you're counting down the timeline. I won't get it. You know, I won't spoil it, but it's crazy. And you had the nicest thing to say about me, and I appreciate it.
I love you. I always love you. You were like the godsend. Let me tell you, man. When we met, she was like, "I met this."
See?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Did you guys hear me say "fuck dudes" from Guitar Center?
No. What? Go ahead.
I was not into meeting you at all, and then I was like, "Fuck, man." And then you came in, and I was like, all right. I guess he looks all right because you look like Sideshow Bob with the fucking kiss
Totally.
over your legs and shit.
Your fucking hair was all weird. Yeah.
He went behind the kit, man, and he just got it. You know what I mean? Like he just, and I was like, because dude, we had played with fucking Heidi Fleiss's sister's boyfriend before that, who thought he was Kanye and like literally fell off the drum stool. He was so hot. And then when we were like, "Yo, man, thanks for coming, but we're good," and he was like, "What do you mean? I've never been turned down for a gig." And we were like,
And then I show up. I'm like, "Hi guys."
"Yeah," and you're like, "What's up, dude?" Goofy and shit.
I hear I'm bouncing around.
Man.
He had no
So-
idea. He had no idea.
Do you still? By the way, just off topic, but do you still have our demo? I don't have that demo. Do you actually have it?
I don't know if that's one you can get on it. I might have it in my files. I'll look because I remember.
I remember taking that demo tape to Gilmani's Tattoo Mania, and I had Tom Tilden put it on the overhead because I was so proud of it. And I'm like, "You got to listen to us, man. We're gonna be famous." and yeah, and they're like, "Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool." So,
Yeah, have you heard of Van Horton Heat? He's famous.
oh, there we are. And there we
I was
are.
gonna say.
Let me see that shit.
Yeah, the internet never forgets, and you find things like this, and to lighten the mood a little bit. There it is.
There it is.
Hold
There
on.
I am.
Keep it there for a second.
There we are. The three amigos for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
So let's fast forward, man. So you've been playing. You played with Prong. You played with Ministry. You played with Sebastian Bach. You played with Stone Sour. You just got done doing Corey Taylor from Slipknot's solo record. That's
Yes.
looking good, man.
This is what Greg looked like when I met him. Except
Totally.
Fully.
it was more like this.
So you've been busy, man. So what's coming up?
Oh man, just finished Corey's record, which was fucking amazing. Such a great experience, and we're really super excited for what came from that, and that's really it, man. I'm working on my own stuff. I just finished the second book because it's a trilogy, so I got to keep.
I can't wait.
Because a lot of people are waiting.
You're going to get into more of like the later stuff in the next book of like the next kind of phase in your career, right?
First book is me going to LA in '94 on Christmas of '94 and staying until fucking whenever of '95, right? And then that book ends when I leave LA, obviously, right? So the second book picks up when I get back to the second book picks up on the bus back to LA, back to New York. And then what happens in that 6 years, I'm back in New York and all that. It's so gnarly because I just went through it all again. I just wrote it all out. And now I like what I do when I write is I write the whole body of the story, my timeline, because I just have a good memory with that stuff, you know, and I'm a really good storyteller. So I could somehow convey it into word into through my fingers, which is weird. But so I go through it again, and then I'm like, oh my God. And then I finish that body of work, and then I read it, and then I read through it and rewrite that. And then I read through it again and rewrite that. So I do that like 4 or 5 times, you know, just to kind of nitpick and get everything together. So I'm constantly going through it, which makes me a fucking basket case half the time. So I'm just glad this one's almost over and I could relax for a minute.
Well, Jason, thank you, man. Thank you so much for being on with us.
Thanks for having
me.
You
To sound corny for a second, I am really, really glad that you're doing great.
Thanks.
So thank you again, man. It really means a lot. So everybody, Jason Christopher, the book is called The Road to Nowhere, and we will be right back with our musical guest, Rosalind Osborne. Everybody stick around. Thanks, man. Everybody, welcome back.
Hey!
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh.
this is We'll Do It Live, and right now by the way, before we start, did John pop in?
I haven't seen John yet. No John.
Figures.
Well, here's the thing. He said
That's okay. Everybody,
he said his job takes him to find destinations, and he's lying. He was probably like San Bernardino. or
he just
something
didn't want
like
to do it tonight. He just didn't want to do it
it's-
tonight.
Come on.
Everybody, welcome back to We'll Do It Live. We've been having an awesome show. And tonight, our musical guest is our dear friend. She's an amazing drummer and also amazing, and also an amazing guitar player and singer. So please welcome to the show, Miss Rosalind Osborne, everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I've been running around the road trying to loosen my load. I got 7 women on my mind. Oh, the one who owe me 2, the one who stole me once, so she's a friend of mine. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. Lighten up while you still can. Don't even try to understand. Just find a place to make your stand. Take it easy. Well, I was standing on the corner in Windsor, Arizona. Such a fine sight to see. There's a girl my load in a flatbed Ford, slowing down to take a look at me. Come on, baby, don't say maybe. I gotta know that your sweet love's gonna say. We may lose or we may win, but we will never be here again. So open up, I'm climbing in. Take it easy. Well, I can run around the road trying to loosen my load. Got a world of trouble on my mind. Looking for a lover who won't blow my cover. Just so hard to find. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the round of your own wheels drive you crazy. Come on, baby, don't say maybe. I gotta know your sweet love is gonna save me. Ooh, 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 ooh. We gotta take it easy. We ought to take it easy.
Everybody, Rosalind Osborne, everybody.
Woo. Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for doing that, Rosalind. That is it for us. Everybody, for Jason Christopher, for Otis Day, for Mariana Lusardi, for Layla, the disinterested teen, for Rosalind Osborne, we want to say thank you so much for watching tonight and liking and sharing our show. Did you have a good show?
Yes, I don't know if you're talking to me or Ross, but I had a great show.
Everybody.
We all had a great show. Hey, everybody.
Awesome. So for everybody, we just want to say thank you again, and we will see you next week. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.